This week, more than 1 billion South Asians around the world are celebrating Diwali. In the U.S., the Indian Festival of Lights, marking the Hindu New Year, has become mainstream with observances at the White House and elsewhere. Pennsylvania recently passed a bill making Diwali a state holiday. Some school districts in at least 26 states recognize it as a school holiday. Shanelle Kaul, she shows us how a new generation of South Asian Americans is spotlighting the holiday that's all about new beginnings.
Okay.
Oh, all it takes is a small spark to see the spirit of Diwali.
You guys excited to light up the house?
Yeah.
The Vayners, a Jewish Indian American family, are creating new cross-cultural Diwali traditions in their New York home.
We are a family that does our best to celebrate and integrate both faiths and traditions into our day-to-day life.
The culture is beautiful and rich, and they gotta know where they come from. We want to incorporate it, and it's all part of our children's heritage and growing up.
More than 5 million Americans take part in the 5-day festival that celebrates light over darkness. But Diwali only recently gained national recognition, from Hollywood to the White House, even New York's Times Square, one of the biggest celebrations in the country.
How did you experience Diwali as a child?
There was a stigma I feel that I carried as I was growing up, when there was less exposure to our culture. You were only seen as like taxi cab drivers or at 7-Eleven. And then I almost wished that as a greater collective, it was celebrated more openly, or people could see how cool and gorgeous it was.
It's so interesting you say that, because it feels like culture has shifted in a way where it's easier to be proud of your culture.
There's such pride in the culture now. It's seen as such a cool thing.
1, 2, 3.
At Dodge Elementary School in Buffalo,
Stop.
it's that cultural pride that Akriti Babaria hopes to ignite in kids.
I moved to America more than 2 decades ago. The immigrants at that time, they were looking to just assimilate. And then came the generational shift of them having children, and now the generation wants to integrate.
Oh, you got it.
And she believes that integration
What do we say when someone is celebrating Diwali?
starts at school.
Why is it important to teach kids about Diwali young?
When they're young, they haven't really made up their mind, they don't have an opinion yet.
Thank you.
You see it lit up? So when we teach and we educate them in a really fun way, we have an opportunity to change an entire generation.
So what do you think the message of Diwali is? Goodness?
In 2020, Babaria created a first-of-its-kind suite of resources focused on Indian holidays. Since then, her sales have grown 6-fold. Retail giants now even sell Diwali products, and this year, Mattel released a Diwali Barbie that quickly sold out.
How do you feel about Diwali becoming essentially mainstream in America?
About time. Because this is the way I look at it. I'm an Indian American. My son, who's a born American, is an Indian American. We are Americans, and we're celebrating it. Diwali is an American holiday.
The nationwide shift in inclusivity is inspiring a new generation of Americans to celebrate the universality of Diwali.
I pray that my Diwali light shines all year long.
Being able to connect over bringing light and celebration of light is absolutely magical, and we all could use that reminder.
Here.
And so in addition to all the school holidays, there's also been an effort to make Diwali a federal holiday. New York Democratic Representative Grace Meng introduced legislation to Congress last year. And this, of course, guys, is a huge step forward for the entire South Asian American community.
That story was so amazing, so beautiful, and you look spectacular.
Thank you.
I'm
I had
so
to
glad that
contest
you
it.
came dressed to the nines.
And we brought these treats for you guys. I would love for you to try.
Okay.
So
What
walk
should we
us
get
through
into?
them.
Any advice on how to dive in?
Okay, so the pink stuff is rose. I mean, it's all good.
Yeah.
Get in there.
All right.
But
Oh my God.
The idea
So
is basically you would bring Christmas cookies, swap cookies
this one
around
too.
the holidays with your friends and family. We would do this with Indian mithai around Diwali.
This is fantastic.
Can we just show you how amazing you look?
Yeah.
Should I do it?
Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Close up.
Yes, so beautiful. What's this one? This is delicious.
You're asking too many questions. This is not a health
Shanelle,
situation.
What is it like for you to be able to do this story just really quickly?
It's, you know what? It's actually just, it feels unreal to have this kind of acknowledgement. It's sort of reclamation of your own culture, right?
Okay.